Good day, everyone. We are from Bitel Ed 2E.
And I am Janmi A. Kabusog.
And I am Shane Iyaluwati.
And our topic is all about Maranao.
The history of the Maranao people. Today, I'm going to share with you the history of the Maranao people, who are an important group in the southern Philippines. Their story is rich and goes back many centuries, showing how they have grown and adapted through time. First, let's talk about their early origins. The Maranao people have lived in the area around Lake Lanao for a very long time, even before the 15th century. This means their roots go back hundreds of years. They developed their own unique culture, language, and way of life, connected closely to the lake and the land around it. Their society was organized and had strong family ties, with traditions passed down from generation to generation. Next, in the 15th century, the Maranao people experienced an important event called the rise of the Sultanate. A Sultanate is like a kingdom ruled by a sultan, who is a leader or king. The Maranao Sultanate became a powerful and respected kingdom in Mindanao. It helped unite the people and protect their land. The Sultanate also helped spread Islam, which became a big part of Maranao culture and beliefs. This period was very important because it shaped much of their identity and traditions that continue today. Then, from the 16th to the 19th century, the Maranao had contact with the Spanish. The Spanish came to the Philippines and tried to take control of many areas, including where the Maranao live. However, the Maranao strongly resisted Spanish rule. They fought to protect their land, culture, and religion. This time was difficult, but it showed how determined and brave the Maranao people were in defending their way of life. After the Spanish period, the American period began in the early 1900s. The Americans took control of the Philippines, including Mindanao. During this time, the Maranao people experienced many changes. New schools were built and new laws were introduced. Some parts of their culture were influenced by these changes, but the Maranao also worked hard to keep their traditions alive. This period helped bring the Maranao into modern times while still holding on their unique identity. Finally, we came to the contemporary Maranao people, which the Maranao of today. The Maranao continue to live around Lake Lanao and in other parts of Mindanao. They maintain their rich culture, language, and Islamic faith. Today, they face new challenges but also opportunities. Many Maranao are involved in education, business, and government, working to improve their communities while honoring their history. In summary, the history of the Maranao people is a story of strength, culture, and faith. From their early beginnings before the 15th century, through the rise of their sultanate, the resistance against the Spanish, the changes during the American period, and into modern times, the Maranao have shown resilience and pride into and who they are. Understanding their history help us appreciate the richness of their culture and the important role they play in the Philippines today.
So let's proceed to the introduction of Maranao. Did you know that Maranao are an indigenous Muslim ethnic group native to the area surrounding Lake Lanao on the island of Mindanao in the Philippines? And their name means people of the lake, and it referring to their traditional homeland around Lake Lanao. And also, it is one of the oldest and deepest lakes in the country. And also, they involve from a splendid group of the Maguindanao people, and they develop a soulmate system with tribal leaders called datus and a sultan. As you can see the picture, that is one of the portrait of Lake Lanao. They live mainly in Lanao del Sur and Lanao del Norte provinces, with core communities in Marawi City and nearby towns. And then their livelihood centers in agriculture, cultivating rice, corn, sweet potatoes, and other crops, and lake fishing, of course. And did you know also that the Maranao have a rich oral tradition, including the Daragan? And Maranaos are a proud, culture-rich Muslim people whose identity is deeply tied to Lake Lanao, and who have preserved their heritage through art, architecture, and traditional despite historical challenges.
So this is the location where the Maranao people live. They are mainly found in Lanao del Sur, a province in Mindanao, which is the southern part of the Philippines. This area is special because it surrounds Lake Lanao, which is the second largest lake in the country of Philippines. If you look at the map, you'll see Lake Lanao in the middle, with many towns and cities around it. This region is called the Maranao region, named after the Maranao people who live there. The lake and the land around it are very important to the Maranao because they depend on it for fishing, farming, and their daily life. Knowing this location help us understand the connection between the Maranao people and their environment.
So let's proceed the language of Maranao. The language of Maranao, also called Maranao, is an Austronesian language spoken primarily in Lanao del Sur and Lanao del Norte provinces in Mindanao, Philippines. It is notable for its unique phonology, include four aspirated, heavy consonants like P, T, K, S. As you can see the picture, that's how they write and they use their language, and that is strongly affect the following vowel sounds, distinguishing it from most other Philippine languages, and has a complex grammatical system with four trace markers, the so, S-O, ko, ki-o, o, and sa, S-A, which differ from related languages like Tagalog and Ilocano. Its pronouns can be free or bound to words, reflecting nuanced grammatical rules. The language contains over 600 Arabic loan words. See, it's over 600 Arabic loan words, and a result of Islamic influence and historical contact with Arabic settlers and traders, especially in socio-political vocabulary. And it's written in Arabic script. But Maranao now commonly uses a Latin alphabet with 28 letters, 23 consonants, and 5 vowels, and diacritical critical marks to indicate vowel sounds, like for clarity and accurate pronunciation. But despite pressures from dominant languages, Maranao's remains actively spoken and culturally significant among its people.
Now, let's talk about the religion and beliefs of the Maranao people. Most Maranao are Muslims, and they follow Sunni Islam, which is one of the main groups in Islam. Their religion is very important and shapes many parts of their lives. For example, it guides how they dress, how they behave, and how they celebrate special occasions. Islam influences their daily life deeply. It affects their customs, which are the traditions they follow, and even their laws, called Sharia. Sharia is a set of rules based on Islamic teachings that help guide how people live together in the community. This means religion is not just about personal faith, but also about how society works for them. The Maranao celebrate important Islamic holidays. One of these is Ramadan, a month when they fast from sunrise to sunset. Fasting means they don't eat or drink during the day, which helps them practice self-control and think about those who are less fortunate. After Ramadan, they celebrate Eid al-Fitr, a joyful festival where families gather, share food, and give thanks. Another big celebration is Eid al-Adha, which honors a story about sacrifices and kindness. During this time, they often share food with people who need help. These religious beliefs and celebrations bring the Maranao community together and help keep their culture strong. Understanding their faith helps us appreciate how it shapes their values, traditions, and way of life.
And the next one is traditional clothing. Did you know that traditional clothing of Maranao is rich, colorful, and highly intricate, reflecting their cultural identity and social status? As you can see the picture, a malong, right? As you can see the men, it landap and tubao, headscarf, while the women, it's malong, a tubercular cloth worn in various styles. And based on my research, the malong serves various purposes as a skirt, dress, sleeping bag, or baby carrier, and its colors and patterns indicate the wearer's social rank. And Maranao textiles are renowned for their fine craftsmanship passed down through generations of women weavers. The weaving uses traditional backstrap, looms, and incorporates symbolic motifs. So, the Maranao traditional clothing is a vibrant expression of their artistry, social structure, and Islamic heritage, with the malong as the central garment and ceremonial costumes showcasing their elaborate craftsmanship. So, the malong is not just a simple malong, but for them it is a symbolic and a valuable one.
Next, we have here the turugan. So what is turugan? So turugan is a very special kind of house for the Maranao people. A turugan is not just any house. It is the ancestral home of Maranao royalty. This means it was where the leaders or sultans and their families lived long ago. The turugan is a symbol of wealth and power in Maranao culture. It shows the status and importance of the family who owns it. What makes the turugan unique is its beautiful decoration. The house is covered with intricate design called ochre motifs. These are traditional patterns that are carefully carved or painted on the wood. The turugan also has core beams called panolong that stake out from the sides of the house. These beams are carved with more ochre designs and make the house look very grand and elegant. The turugan is built on strong wooden posts, raising it above the ground. This design helps protect the house from floods and wild animals. Inside, the house is spacious and made to welcome guests, showing the hospitality of the Maranao people. In short, the turugan is more than just a home. It is a proud symbol of Maranao culture, history, and artistry. It tells us about the importance of family, leadership, and tradition in their society.
So let's jump on to their arts and craft. The Maranao are renowned for their rich and intricate arts and craft, which are deeply tied to their cultural identity and Islamic heritage. We have here two designs. The first one is ochre design and the second one is sarimanok. So let's discuss first the ochre. Did you know the ochre design is a distinctive feature of Maranao art? Ochre refers to flowing, geometric, and floral motifs, often carved or painted on wood, brass, textiles, and weapons. These designs symbolize power and prestige and are prominently seen on the panolong. Panolong means it's the carved beams of the Torogan royal houses and on everyday objects like wooden chests called baor. And the second one is sarimanok. The sarimanok, a legendary colorful bird carrying a fish, is a hallmark of Maranao visual art symbolizing good fortune and prosperity. Another common motif is the naga, but we do not indicate the picture. The naga means is serpent, reflecting indigenous belief. So their arts and crafts showcase expert wood carving, as you can see, metal work, weaving, and symbolic motifs like ochre and sarimano, and expressing their rich cultural heritage and social values. And these crafts remain vibrant in communities such as Tugaya and Coalas, centers of Maranao.
Now, let's explore the music and dance of the Maranao people, which are important parts of their culture. One of the most famous musical instruments used is called the kalintang. The kalintang is a traditional gong and cymbal made up of several small round gongs placed horizontally. These gongs are played by striking them with sticks. creating beautiful and rhythmic sounds. The music of the Kalantang is lively and often played during celebrations and special events. When it comes to dance, the Maranao have many traditional dances that tell stories and show their culture. One of the most well-known dances is the Singkel. This is a royal dance that uses bamboo poles. Dancers skillfully move their feet in and out of the pools as they are rhythmically tapped together. The Singkel dance is inspired by a famous Maranao legend and is performed to honor royalty or important guests. Many Maranao dances and music performances are more than just entertainment. They often reenact folklore and legends passed down through generations. These cultural expressions help keep the Maranao histories and stories alive. They also show the beauty and creativity of the Maranao people. So, music and dance are not only fun but also a way for the Maranao to celebrate their identity and share the rich traditions with others.
So why we study the Maranao? Is it important to know about them? Is it important to have knowledge about them? Definitely yes. To understand and appreciate one of the largest Islamic cultural groups in the Philippines, known for their rich heritage centered around Lake Lanao. Their sophisticated weaving, wood and metal crafts, and unique architecture like the Turugan, the royal houses. It showcases some of the most spectacular examples of Filipino vernacular art and design. And also, studying the Maranao helps preserve their distinctive cultural expressions such as the ochre motifs and the Sarimanok symbol. Additionally, learning about the Maranao provides insight into their social structure, Islamic faith, and traditional practices. Enriching our knowledge that's why we should have the knowledge or to know or to understand what they have and what they are.
As we wrap up, it is important to remember that the Maranao people truly represent strength, grace, and deep culture. They have a long history filled with rich traditions and values that have been passed down through many generations. The Maranao are known not only for their bravery and resilience, but also for their elegance and the beauty of their art and customs. Their legacy continues to live on today through many forms. You can see it in their beautiful artwork, like the intricate designs or the royal houses and traditional clothing. It is also alive in their strong faith, which guides their daily lives and brings their community together. The Maranao people value family and community very much, and these connections help keep their culture strong and vibrant. One of the most meaningful ways to understand the Maranao is to see how their culture reflects the heart of Mindanao itself. When you learn about the Maranao, you are also learning about the spirit and soul of this part of the Philippines. Their stories, beliefs, and traditions give us a deeper appreciation of the diversity and richness of Mindanao. In short, the Maranao are a proud people with powerful heritage. Their culture teaches us about strength, beauty, and the importance of community. To truly know the Maranao is to understand a vital part of Mindanao's history and identity.